Did I lie about that? I did not.
About kids being initiated. You don't have to. We're talking about.
Oh, so you just don't have to clarify what you mean on anything. You could just justify it. Charlie Kirk's a bad guy. He doesn't need to clarify what he means on anything. He deserves a bullet to the neck. Okay. That's fucking crazy, dude. What the hell are you talking about, Mel?
You can't read mine. Mel can read mine.
Now you're putting words in my mouth. My actual position is that he's a fascist, so he deserves a bullet in the neck.
You're putting words in Charlie's mouth.
When you stand by somebody saying shitty shit, that makes it look like you support it.
They should die, right?
Yeah, but here's my position is that instead of having Charlie being guilty by association, how about you just listen to what Charlie's actual opinion is rather than having him guilty by association? That's ridiculous.
Oh no, he is. Like this is his show.
Oh my God. Okay. This is something Charlie apparently is for public execution for children to watch, right?
Is this, Jack? The last time that in Belarus they used capital execution here was in 2019, and it was by firearm.
Yeah, that's how you should. By the way, this is my other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many appeals. Expensive. It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised.
Well, this can't be right, can it? The last execution.
So can we pause right there real quick?
Yeah.
So the point of what he is saying there is that the being on death row forever and all these appeals is not good. If it is such the case, shut the fuck up. If it is such the case that somebody is
Mel, let him finish.
That it should be
and you let him.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I know what my ideas are, so you can just ramble on your bullshit.
Indian Jesus is about to
go ahead.
Indian Jesus is about to poison the well here, showing that his claims that he wanted the full context were totally facetious.
Well, hold on, Mel, because he didn't say anything about kids yet. We're not even done. We're not even done with the full context. Okay, Indian Jesus is just talking about the at least the label here.
Context.
Just okay. Well, we're gonna go through it. Hold on. Just shut up and let us just fucking wait, dude.
Just saying, being inconsistent.
Mel.
Go. I'm gonna practice that. Facetious.
Okay, go ahead, Jesus. Go ahead and finish your thought here, and we can move on.
The bottom line was exactly my prediction that he was saying that this should be something that is an extreme thing in society, not that it just goes willy-nilly. That was what I thought that he was going to say, and so far, we are going to continue. That seems like what he's saying.
Okay, there you go.
1977.
100% true. They used the guillotine.
Until 77?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
There's videotape of it.
Honestly, that's like what we should be doing, and I agree. It should be public
and
public square.
By the way, you could fund the government
to watch it.
You could have like brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Okay, so that's the host that said force kids to watch it, and then he laughed. So just for clarification, maybe Charlie Kirk later says, "No, I agree with you. We should force kids to watch it." So it looks like he made a joke there. All right, so we'll move on.
And no, I'm not kidding. By the way, I would totally tune in to see some pedo get their head chopped off. Convicted by a jury.
By the way,
years.
That's going to get.
No, I'm talking about a real thing. I'm not talking
all
about
executions in Belarus are by firearm. That's not a choice or anything.
Andrew's saying don't make kids watch it, and I think the absolute
I think
opposite.
At a certain age, it's an initiation.
16, if you can drive,
Hold on.
There it is. At a certain age, it's an initiation, like I said.
Like in Indiana, there was this guy that went in.
The absolute
I think
opposite.
At a certain age, it's an initiation.
16, if you can drive.
Yeah, he did say at a certain age, but the implication of that is, well, not children at a certain age when you're old enough to understand what's going on.
Yeah, so again, the co-host said we should watch. He said, yeah, at a certain age, and then he continued.
Why wouldn't you say no children then?
That what?
Wouldn't you just say no children?
No, he said that this co-host right here, the bald white guy said
he's agreeing with him.
So you
no, he said at a certain age.
So you agree that Charlie was saying not children, but you're mad that he didn't specifically state not children. Even
so again, you're lying about his take. We should go back.
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you the question.
Go back 20 seconds. You can hear him say at a certain age, it is an initiation.
Yes, I was the one who said I agreed with that. And I gave you the explanation that specifically means we don't want young children watching that. What did he mean by at a certain age?
You know when like NAMBLA
what did he mean by at a certain age?
Yeah, I'm answering you. You know when NAMBLA people say like at a certain age, young boys start becoming attractive, like that.
What?
No, I don't know. Only you follow NAMBLA here.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about there, but
I guess using words is hard for some people.
How did you so what age was he talking about then, Mel?
It could be any number so far.
Okay,
Right.
any number. So it
You
could
just
be
made that the
18.
fuck up, didn't
It
you?
could be 17. It could be 20.
It would be 0 children. So then you would just say no children should watch it.
Well,
You
they said
idiot.
kids.
Year-olds
So
and children, and if you decide that 15 is old enough to understand the complexity of what goes on with the death penalty, then that's not a child, or excuse me, that is a child, but that's still old enough. You are
bring them
making
to see it in
false
public.
dichotomy
Got
that
it.
by
Bring
saying
them and
old
see it in
enough
public.
that
Got
includes children, when it is the explicit opposite.
So we should be like the Nazis and bring them to see it in public. Got it.
what? Okay, I don't know if the Nazis did that, but nevertheless, really quick.
The Nazis did public executions? Are you an idiot?
Hold on, dude. I don't know if Nazis allowed fucking 5-year-olds to watch it. I have no idea about that part. All right.
So leading to Hitler youth.
Jeez, Mel, calm the fuck down, dude. Chill the fuck out. All right. I don't know if okay, look, no, listen, bro. I'm saying I don't know if the Nazis allowed 5-year-olds to watch executions or any of this shit. Maybe they did. Yeah, probably so. Okay, fine, forever. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Listen. A $2 super chat comes in from Adam. Mel's heat on Kirk is so lame. Thank you so much for that. That's on your end right there, you Jesus. But yeah, we can continue on with the video. All right, chill out, Mel. Stop fucking losing your mind. All right.
Just that we don't skip him.
Stop losing your fucking. Okay, stop losing your mind though, bro. All right, chill the fuck out. Tyler, you had something.
All right, I want to address some baby back bullshit that I heard when we brought up Nambla here, because Nambla seems to be on the left. And just like when Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 random left-wingers, he hit a pedophile and 2 wife beaters. I think that we need to go over and review the morality of the person that says Charlie Kirk dying is a good thing.
So where's your proof that Nambla's on the left?
The fact that all of the principles are explicitly not in line with the right. That's how that works.
It's also not in line with
There's
the left.
no paper that says Nambla's on the left, so therefore they're not on the left.
That was
It's
my
not, it's not in line with the left either.
Why does it say that? But you can take this crazy interpretation.
Hey, are you going to tell this guy to calm down at any point?
Shut the fuck up. You can take this.
No, you're going to let him have a temper tantrum, but not me.
Well, he's responding here. Okay, I'm letting everybody talk. Just chill out.
Actually, I wasn't done. I was saying that just because Nambla doesn't agree with the right doesn't mean they have to agree with the left. They also disagree with the left. The left does not like pedophiles.
Okay, Tyler.
Weeks ago, there was a transgender individual being chased by ICE in New York City who sexually assaulted a 14-year-old in the bathroom. So I would say that, PDF files tend to be left-wing quite a bit more often. And
do they?
We saw, who was Jeffrey Epstein donating to and pounding around with for 50 years, long after Trump banned him from his club, huh?
Catholic priests or left-wing sports coaches tend to be left-wing. Got it.
Catholic priests, you see 10 times the rate of child molestation in public schools than churches. Get the fuck out of here with that. Baby back bullshit.
Well, I think at a certain age, it's an initiation.
16, if you can drive, you can watch
but hold on.
Not even 16.
If
I would
all of a
say-
sudden you look at some of these savages, like in Indiana, there was this guy that went in and killed a pregnant woman and her 3 kids.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day better. I want to see him on a public block and get him be publicly executed. And I think that would be justice. You think children should have? You should see it. What is the age? At what age should you start to see public executions?
16.
I think you could do it earlier. I think you maybe at age 12,
Whenever-
6th grade or so.
Okay, so it's the co-host. So the co-host is saying 12. The other guy said 16.
Person,
Can I just point something out?
Yeah.
Since you paused it, don't you think that if he disagrees with his co-host, he would say something here?
Well, he's letting them talk, like the way
It's his show,
panelists.
like-
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to be outraged.
He's a bad host.
Yeah, like me. I'm a bad host. I let people talk. I'm sorry. I'm a bad host. So really quick.
That's the issue.
He might get there. He might get there in the video. So
He said if you're old enough to drive, which might mean 16, but I still think that still counts as children.
Okay.
Also,
but
if
No,
it-
I.
let me point something
you
out.
tried to present this as that he wants to force young children to
What do you
watch
think public means?
executions, and we've seen exactly, and I'm happy
do you
to
think
continue.
public
I'm
means?
happy to continue watching this because I am very confident that it will back up my position that you made that shit up in your mind because you hate him.
What do you
Yeah,
think
like
pub-
Mel,
what do you think-
you did
what do you
say
think-
force. You did say force. He's not saying that we should force young children. You did say force.
Okay,
Like
but what do you think public means? You think that means that there's an age?
yeah, like on
restriction
the
it?
internet. Yeah. Well, I would say that there should be an age restriction. I agree with that. But however,
Okay, so-
I'm not even in favor of the
Public,
death
right?
penalty. I'm just saying that it's not what Charlie is saying.
But then it won't be public, right? Like at that point, because you can't do things in public without children seeing. That's your whole contention with Pride.
Like for example, public as in like I was thinking public as far as televised, because that's what Charlie said, like televised. That's what I'm thinking. He said public. He never said like on the streets for everybody to see. He said public, like televised. So that's
said that.
The what?
He also said in the streets.
Did he say in the streets?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? We've been confusing host and Charlie. I'll admit, maybe I've done that a couple times.
How does that change the principle? He's not trying to force anyone
you
to do
can't,
anything
you
about
can't
anything.
protect kids from seeing that. That's your whole issue with Pride.
Well, no, you could definitely protect kids from not seeing pride parades by not letting them go there. like that's very simple. So no, yeah, I would say that if you're going to do a public execution, now I'm not saying I'm for it, but if you're going to do it, yes, you would have to have age restrictions to make sure children are not around, or underage children, whatever the case is, whatever the age limit is, are not around to see it.
Jake, if I ever hear
Okay,
you
but in pride parades, it's a family friendly organization where they have guys walking around with their ding dongs out. I would say that could be prevented if parents didn't just bring their kids there, and it's advertised as a family friendly event. So so it could be prevented. It could be prevented. Yes.
You're mad at the parents for bringing them there. Just to be clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Parents shouldn't be bringing them there, and they shouldn't be walking around with their ding dongs out in a quote unquote family friendly
actually
parade.
Pride,
but
like I know I've been leading you on, but that doesn't actually happen at Pride.
Okay.
All right.
Fine. Let's not get into the Pride thing there, but you asked for a comparison because you're the one that brought it up. I'm just addressing it right now. But again, Charlie, at this point, he's not saying that they're forcing kids. He's not advocating for force.
I never said he was. So
you did. You did.
No,
though.
I didn't.
Okay. What was your claim? Go ahead and say it again. Charlie said what?
Watching a public execution is a ritual, is an initiation ritual. Does that make Charlie Kirk's kids initiate it?
Well, when is he going to rant about initiating kids by watching that as a ritual?
He's already said it's an initiation ritual.
It was kind of a throwaway comment. Does he go into any more detail for clarification on what he meant by that?
Well, Jake, I have some news for you.
I don't know what he meant by that.
He doesn't even know when to host and when to debate.
No, but I'm asking you. We can look at the full context. Does he talk about the ritual and what he means by that?
He said, I think when he says it's an initiation ritual,
what does he mean by that?
An initiation ritual is a type of ritual, Jake.
I know that, but does he go into clarification of what he means by that?
He's saying it's a rite of passage.
When did he say that? Okay, well, we'll continue the video and see when he says that. Okay, so you're claiming he said that.
Yeah, initiation ritual, which means rite of passage, which
is
a well-known American thing.
Yeah, but you're adding in words he didn't say.
Because those are synonyms.
Yeah, why are you adding in? You're putting words in his mouth, though. That's my problem with you. Is that he's not?
I'm saying that
if he said it's an initiation ritual, by the way, when he said that, other people were talking over him, so I didn't hear a clarification of what he meant by that. It was kind of a throwaway. Does he get into detail about that later in the video? Yes or no?
You don't seem to know what initiation.
Does he get into details about it? Yes or no?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, then why are you making the claim?
The reason
talking shit.
He's already said it, and the reason.
Yeah, but what does he mean by that? Does he?
You were wrong.
Hey, Jake, listen, I'm not done. The reason I'm reframing the term initiation ritual is because you either haven't been through college or you have been, and your initiation ritual was so intense that you incurred very clear brain damage. So I'm actually, I would put money on the latter, but even though I don't think you went to college, but when it comes to it, I was using a different set of words in case that would actually mean something to you. Because if you don't understand what that means, then are you even human? Like, are you?
Well, because the thing is, an initiation ritual can mean a lot of things. Like, for example, when I was running, I'll give you an example, bro. I'll give you an example.
It means you must go through it.
I'll give you. Yes. I'll give you an example. Like, for example, when I was doing, when I was in a band, we were in a heavy metal band. When we would add in new members that came into the band, the initiation that we would do an initiation ritual. All right, was you got to chug some beers. You got to do shots of beers 3 times in a row in order to be in the band. And it was us just kind of like, stimulating this type of thing. It had nothing to do with death, had nothing to do with any of that nature. But yes, there was initiations with every group. So again, Charlie Kirk doesn't go into details. A lot of these things could mean a lot of other things. Does Charlie go into any details about it? I asked you. You said no. So your claim automatically is already kind of, there's no clarification for it. There's no clarification for the claim.
Context is children. There is no other group he's referring to. And oftentimes when we say initiation rituals or not initiation rituals, but initiations for children, we mean being initiated into adulthood. It's something you got to see before you become a true adult. Like, or
it could mean that you need to see it in order to be a conservative or a Christian. He could mean a lot of things. Or you need to see it in order to be a liberal. Like you're doing a lot of assumptions that he didn't say. Do you understand when I say that you're putting words into his mouth?
I think that makes sense because you don't know how words work. That was indoctrination you were describing there.
All right, really quickly, Angry Snowman, the second, with a member for 2 months. Much appreciation from Angry Snowman. Great guy right here. Says, Mel's family tree grows in a circle.
Well, I don't know how that's actually possible. Secondly, that is actually how it works for you.
No, actually? Wow.
So anyways.
That was the worst response to that.
Okay, if you can explain to me how a family tree grows in the circle, I'll be happy.
They're talking about incest. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about incest. It grows in a circle. That's what he means.
Can't create a circle where you're your own parent, though.
Oh my god!
Wait, no, you're in Georgia.
Can we get back to the video or the discussion or whatever we're doing?
I'm surprised he did not get. I'm sorry. I'm really surprised that Mel did not get that metaphor there. But anyways, let's get back to the video.
That is how he's reproduced, just to be clear.
Okay. All right. So so I'm waiting for Charlie to talk about initiation of a ritual and manhood. We'll see.
No, he's already talked about initiation. So
he didn't talk about any of that. It was a throwaway comment.
Back to the beginning. Oh, he did. You just lie. You lied.
No, dude. I acknowledge that he said those words. I acknowledge that, but he didn't go into detail. Did he go into detail? Am I lying about that? Did he go into detail about what he meant? Did I lie about that? I did not.
About kids being initiated. You don't have to. We're talking about.
Oh, so you just don't have to clarify what you mean on anything. You could just justify it. Charlie Kirk's a bad guy. He doesn't need to clarify what he means on anything. He deserves a bullet to the neck. Okay. That's fucking crazy, dude. What the hell are you talking about, Mel?
You're putting words in my mouth. Now you're putting words in my mouth. My actual position is that he's a fascist, so he deserves a bullet in the neck.
You're putting words in Charlie's
Okay.
Same. If that's bad, then don't do it.
So, Mel, you already admitted that the rest of the context doesn't actually back up what you're saying. It was a throwaway comment, and that was your claim. And there's
the rest of the context does back up that he means growing up. Part of growing up is seeing a public execution.
Okay, all right. Well, then we'll continue then, and we'll see if he goes into detail about part of growing up is seeing public execution. All right.
You know that, like, sometimes you
can we just watch the video? If what you're claiming is true, the video it should come out, right?
Because you keep moving the goalpost, but sometimes you can.
That's what you said. I'm using your words, bro.
You take the
what's going on here?
You take the things that the left say at face value all the fucking time.
Yo, what's going on here? I'm taking your words at face value. You said that. He said that the ritual of being a man requires seeing an execution. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see where he says that.
No, he already said it.
And he didn't say it, though. He did not say those words.
You're talking about kids and you're saying something is initiation. You're talking about growing up.
What does that mean? What does that mean exactly? What's part of growing up? What does that mean exactly? He didn't go into details. That's you're putting in words. He didn't talk about growing up. He didn't use any of those words.
In order to grow up.
Can I ask you a question?
Dude.
Can I ask you a question about this specifically? So would you agree or disagree with the notion that understanding the reality of what death means is part of growing up?
No.
Well, that doesn't surprise me for you, but I think the rest of us can agree that there are certain things that when you're a child, you're not ready to deal with the reality of it, and death is one of those things. Sex is also one of those things that we don't want to push on children.
And now you see why Gambler is in the LGBTQ movement, huh?
I was aware of death when I was like 6. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that explains a lot.
You're a fucking...
Doesn't it? I'm a lot smarter than you all.
I guess so, Mel. Okay. Wow. All right.
I hope one day I could be as smart as you.
Yeah.
Fair enough there. I'm just saying it was his co-host that said 12 and the other co-host said 16. Charlie.
His co-host went a little more extreme.
Yeah, and I would agree. I would disagree with the co-host here, but we're talking about Charlie. The co-hosts don't represent Charlie's point of view.
He's paying them.
So what? I can pay, dude. I can pay people for different opinions all the time. What are you talking about?
He's their boss. He should be telling them. Shut the fuck up. You're making my channel look bad.
No, he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do it because it's called dialogue. It's called debate. It's called conversations. This is what the right does. Yeah. Something that the left doesn't. The left will censor you and cancel you for something like that, and they'll interpret it away and then get you fired from their job. They've been doing that past decade. That's the problem here.
Jake, dialogue doesn't mean that you sit there and basically head nod through silence.
Well, how about
somebody says on the same show as you something ridiculous, because there's something called optics by proxy. When you stand by somebody saying shitty shit, that makes it look like you support it.
They should die, right?
But here's my position is that instead of having Charlie being guilty by association, how about you just listen to what Charlie's actual opinion is rather than having him guilty by association? That's ridiculous.
Oh no, he is. Like this is his show.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So every time, okay, well, everything you've been saying on my show, therefore I believe it.
No, because you've been trying to shut it down. You clearly agree more with your own side because you haven't been shutting that down.
No, well, I haven't shut down Castle. Castle's been saying, well, I could see this point, blah, blah, blah. I've disagreed with Castle. I've had conversations.
Right. So if Charlie Kirk says no, you shouldn't be 12,
talk about what's going on here? Like you're just lying. No. Can we get into it? You were wrong about that. We can either continue the video and see if you're wrong more. We can go back to
if Charlie says no, it shouldn't be 12, then you're right. If he doesn't, then I think that's called tacit support. And if you don't know what that is,
let's continue the video then. Fair enough. I completely agree. Let's continue the video then.
All right. I think Indiana just wants to continue the video. We can do that.
Well, you don't need to like really wallow in it and have them be broken on a wheel or anything. But if it was something like chopping, if we had a guillotine or something.
I think it's the age where they can't be, I think there's too early and you become desensitized to maybe like this. I think it's when you can actually embrace.
But it should also be taken in a holy way.
The meaning.
I don't mean holy in a bad way. I mean that like this is heavy.
Like
this is heavy.
Kids who are 14 who are committing carjackings 100%. In cities and doing bad stuff. And I think if you sent the message to them, if you do a bad crime,
yes,
you will die, and it will be like this, and that will be...
No, he said 100% that there's 14-year-olds that are carjacking. He said yes, 100%. He agreed with that.
Likewise,
that's true. There are 14-year-olds that are carjacking.
So when Charlie's saying...
What are you doing? Like, stop poisoning the well, Mel. Stop.
When Charlie says that it's heavy... Then again,
that means that's
what
heavy.
He means is that heavy means that we should be doing it to children because that's a good thing.
Semantic obfuscation.
Am I going to be able to respond, or is this a clown show?
No, Mel.
Nobody is shutting you down. Say what you want to say.
Every
time you open your mouth, you're crying out now being able to talk. Just talk.
So I was going to respond to Jake Jesus, but you started opening your flap trap. Then shut your flap trap.
All right, Mel, go ahead and respond to what I'm saying here. Again, you're putting words in his mouth again. Go ahead.
Recognizing the gravity here, then I find it interesting that he's not speaking up even more against his co-host who just said, let's do it when they're 12.
Maybe it's because he already understands, and normal people can understand that you don't need to specifically say, well, no, we don't want 12-year-olds, because that's the nuance of the conversation that is going right over your head.
It's just so easy to say that, why would you say it?
So Mel, you're upset because Charlie is not outraged like you would be, right? Like, because Charlie isn't like, wait, what the fuck did you say? Get the fuck off my show, you fucking lunatic. Get off right now. Because he didn't do that, you're saying he's a bad person. He's actually agreeing with his co-host, right? Is that what you're saying?
Minors to violence.
Okay, so that's not on purpose. So again, none of that happened. Okay, this is not him fucking signing on this. This is 4 people having a conversation. Okay, that's all it is.
People who want to terrorize children by showing them violence on purpose like pedophiles. They want to harm kids.
Yeah, and Charlie mentioned that. He said, "Look, I think this is damaging. It's heavy stuff." Charlie talked about that.
Well,
he's literally disagreeing with the fucking bald guy.
We can definitely agree that we don't want to hurt the children. Which part of
they're minors? If they're under 18, they're minors.
That's the left.
Charlie hasn't said
mutilate and destroy the mentality of children.
No, you just don't understand how trans healthcare works. And
no, I understand it.
Oh boy,
Charlie is not going to say it needs to be over 18 during any of this because he clearly agrees with doing this to minors.
I exactly predicted what was going to happen. I was not familiar with that clip, that statement, anything about that, but I could tell from the way that it was presented and understanding where Charlie comes from and what kind of opinions he has, that he obviously was not saying what Mel was saying that he was saying. Then we go into the video, and I'm completely backed up. It's not because I'm a genius. It's not because I have a crystal ball. It's because I listen to people and I understand where they are coming from. And
so it seems like
use my emotions to try to make things into something else. I call it semantic obfuscation. Taking the usage or meaning of words and twisting them and contorting it to make it fit your narrative, which is exactly what just happened. He said public execution, and that was twisted and moved into this idea that he wants to force children to watch this, and we all saw that was not the case. Everything that you said.
Are you going to land your plane, dude? Like, holy shit, you had a 3-second pause.
Everything you said has been debunked. That's landing the plane.
Definitely not true. He still clearly supports terrorizing minors by forcing them to watch violence as part of initiation.
But that's not forcing. See, you said he didn't say forcing. You just used it again. You just told me that I never said he's saying to force them. Now you're saying force. See how inconsistent you are? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I think you were the one who was put in that position. So again, try to keep track of your own.
Dude, you literally said no. Fucking, I didn't say force. Nope, and now you're saying force. That was you.
So my whole point has been that Charlie Kirk thinks it's okay to terrorize children this way. He seems like a pretty
by what? By forcing them?
I'm pretty sure most parents.
You just said force. He never said force in that video.
So is a bar mitzvah an initiation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do kids generally get to not to say like, no, I'm not going to go to my bar mitzvah?
Yeah, you could do that. But no, so what?
Actually, you can't. They're going to force you one way or another.
Yeah, but that's literally against the law, right?
My best friend, the person who this tattoo is dedicated to, didn't do his bar mitzvah. Jewish man.
There you go.